Hello everyone. In this video lesson, we are going to be discussing problems on HCF and LCM. I hope the concept of LCM and HCF is clear to all of you by now. If you have not gone through our basic video lessons on HCF and LCM, you can just click on the link that is appearing now on your screen and view those videos to understand the concept of HCF and LCM. In this video lesson, we are going to be solving problems that you can expect from HCF and LCM. If the question in the examination is like find out the HCF of the given numbers or find out the LCM of the given numbers, it is very easy for us to solve. Once you know the concept, finding out the HCF or LCM becomes very easy. But in examinations, they will not ask you such direct questions. The question will be like a word problem or in the form of a puzzle, and you have to find out whether they are asking you to calculate the HCF or they are asking you to calculate the LCM. So let us look at few such questions, which is where the question is given in the form of a puzzle or like a word problem, and we will try to understand how to solve these questions. Let's get started. Let's look at the first question. The first question is there on your screen. The length, breadth and the height of a room are 825 centimeters, 675 centimeters and 450 centimeters respectively. Find the longest tape which can measure the three dimensions of the room exactly. So what should you find here? You have a room. So there is a rectangular room whose length is 825 centimeter, whose breadth is 675 centimeter and height is 450 centimeter. You have to find out the longest tape which can measure the dimensions of the room exactly. What is it that you have to find out here? Should you find out the LCM or the HCF? This is a question on HCF. Let us say we have a tape which measures 5 centimeter. If I have a tape which measures 5 centimeter, using that tape I can exactly measure this 450 centimeters. That is 450 divided by 5, that is equal to 90. That is, I can measure this height exactly by keeping the tape 90 times. Similarly, here the length is 825 centimeters. So if the length of my tape is 5 centimeters, 825 divided by 5, which is nothing but 165. So if I have a tape which measures 5 centimeter, if I measure it 165 times, I can measure this 825 centimeters exactly. Similarly, breadth is 675 centimeter. So if I measure using a 5 centimeter tape, that is 675 divided by 5, which is equal to 135. So if I measure using this 5 centimeter tape 135 times, I can measure the 675 centimeters exactly. I just took an example. I just considered a number 5. Basically here I have to find out the longest tape which can measure the three dimensions of the room exactly. So I have to find out the highest common factor of the three numbers 825, 675 and 450. See, I considered 5. 5 is a factor of all these three numbers. That's why I could say that if I have a 5 centimeter tape, I can measure all the sides exactly. But here I have to find out the longest tape, which means that I have to find out the highest common factor of these three numbers. So what is the highest common factor of these three numbers? Calculate that. That will be your answer. So let us do it by prime factorization method. How can you write 825 in terms of its prime factors? 825 is nothing but 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 11. Similarly, 675 is nothing but 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. 450, that is equal to 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. Now we have to find out which is the common factors among these three numbers. Which are the common ones? See, 3 is there in all the three numbers. It's appearing at least once. So 3 is common. Then this 5 is also common everywhere. Again, the second 5 is also common in all the numbers. So these are the only three things which is common to all the three given numbers. So what is our highest common factor? Our highest common factor is nothing but 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5, which is equal to 25 multiplied by 3, that is 75. So the highest common factor of these three numbers is 75. So if I have a tape which measures 75 centimeters, I will be able to measure these dimensions exactly, or I'll be able to measure each of these sides completely by using the tapes some number of times. See, for example, the height is 450 centimeters here. So what is 450 divided by 75? 450 divided by 75 is 6. So if I keep this tape which measures 75 centimeters 6 times, I will be able to measure this side completely. Similarly, for 825 and 675. So the answer here is 75 centimeters. Let's move on to the next question. The traffic lights at different road crossings change after every 48 seconds, 72 seconds, 108 seconds respectively. If they change simultaneously at 7 am, at what time will they change simultaneously again? Let's understand the question and then we'll be able to say whether you have to find out the HCF or the LCM. What is said here, the traffic lights at road crossing change after every 48 seconds, 72 seconds and 108 seconds respectively. And at 7 am, okay, all the three traffic lights have changed. So there are three traffic lights, 1, 2 and 3. And at 7 am, all of these traffic lights have changed. The first traffic light will change in every 48 seconds. So first after 7 o'clock, in 48 seconds it will change. Then again the next it will change at 96 seconds and again next it will change at 144 seconds and so on. That's how this first traffic light will change. Look at the second traffic light. The second traffic light will first change in 72 seconds. Then next it will change at 72 plus 72, that is 154 seconds, and then again plus 72 and so on, right? That is, the second traffic light will change at 72 seconds, 154 seconds and so on. Now the third traffic light, that will change every 108 seconds it is changing, or it is changing first after 7 o'clock, it will change after 108 seconds, then it will change after 108 plus 108, that is 216 seconds and so on. We have to find out when will all of these simultaneously change again. So there is after some time all of them will change again together at the same time. We have to find out what time is this. So basically what are we supposed to find out? We have to find out the LCM of these three numbers, 48, 72 and 108. That is the lowest common multiple of these three numbers, so that we are able to find out when these lights will change at the same time again. So just find out the LCM of 48, 72 and 108 and you will be able to find the answer that you are looking for. So here I am going to use the long division method that we use for finding out the LCM. So what is the LCM? The LCM of the given numbers is nothing but 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. 16 multiplied by 27 is the answer that you are looking for. That is equal to 432. So answer is 432 seconds after 7 am. That's when all of these lights will change simultaneously. 60 seconds is 1 minute. When I have 420 seconds, that is nothing but 7 minutes. So here I have 432 seconds. What is 432 seconds? 432 seconds is nothing but 420 plus 12 seconds, or it is nothing but 420 seconds is nothing but 7 minutes. So 7 minutes and 12 seconds. Or I can say at 7 am all these three traffic lights change color simultaneously. After 7 minutes 12 seconds, that is 7 minutes 12 seconds after 7 am, again they will change simultaneously. So the correct answer here is 432 seconds or 7 minutes 12 seconds after 7 am. Next question. 3 tankers contain 403 litres, 434 litres and 465 litres of diesel respectively. Find the maximum capacity of a container that can measure the diesel of the 3 container exact number of times. What is given here? There are 3 containers. This container has 403 litres. The second one has 434 litres. and the third one has 465 liters. Find the maximum capacity of a container that can measure the diesel of the three containers exact number of times. So I have to find out a container which can measure the capacity of these three containers exact number of times. Or what is it that I have to find out? I have to find out the highest common factor of these three numbers. If I find out the highest common factors of 403, 434 and 465, I will get a number which will divide all these three numbers completely. Or if the capacity of the container that we are looking for is the HCF of all of these three numbers, using that container I can measure the diesel in all of these three containers exactly. So let us find out what is the HCF of 403, 434 and 465. I have written these numbers in terms of their prime factors, and which is the factor which is common to all of these three numbers? That is nothing but 31. So only 31 is common in all these three numbers. So what will be the maximum capacity of a container that can measure the diesel of the three containers exact number of time? That is nothing but the HCF of these three numbers, which is equal to 31. So if you see, 403 is completely divisible by 31. Or if I measure the amount of diesel, that is 403 liters, using this container which measures 31 liters, I will have to measure it 13 times. That is, I am measuring it 13 times to get this 403 liters. Similarly, if I am measuring this 434 liters using this container, how many times will I have to measure it exactly? 434 divided by 31, that is 14 times. If I measure it exactly 14 times, I am able to measure 434 liters. Similarly, to measure 465 liters using this container, I will have to measure it exactly 15 times. So our correct answer here is 31. I hope it's clear. Find the largest number which divides 287, 359 and 398, leaving a remainder of 7, 9 and 13 respectively. So here I have a number. If I divide 287 by that number, I am getting a remainder 7. Similarly, when I am dividing 359 by that number, I don't know what the number is, so I am just writing NUM there. That means the number, some number, be it 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. When I am dividing 359 by that number, I get remainder as 9. When I divide 398 by that number, I am getting the remainder as 13. I have to find out what is that number. When I divide 287 by that number, I am getting a remainder 7. Or I can say, if I had divided 287 minus 7, that is, if I had divided 280 by that number, my remainder would have been 0. Similarly, if I had divided 359 minus 9, that is 350 by that number, then my remainder would have been 0. Similarly, if I had divided 385, that is 398 minus 13, that is 385 by that number, my remainder would have been 0. Or what is that number? That number is nothing but the highest common factor of 280, 350 and 385. That is the number which will divide 280, 350 and 385 completely. With the same number, if I divide these three numbers, that is 287, 359 and 398, I will get these reminders respectively. So let's find out the HCF of these three numbers. I have used the prime factorization method here, and I am writing 280 in terms of its prime factors. So we will have 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7, that is 280. Similarly, 350 can be written as 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7, and 385 is written as 5 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 11. Now, out of these factors, prime factors of these given numbers, which are the prime factors which are common? Here 5 into 7 is common, here also 5 multiplied by 7 is common, here also 5 multiplied by 7 is there. So, in all of these three numbers, 5 multiplied by 7 is common, or I can say the highest common factor of the given numbers is nothing but 5 multiplied by 7, which is equal to 35. So, 35 is the number by which if I divide 280, 350 and 385, I will get a remainder 0. But if I divide 35 by 287 or 359 or 398, I will get these reminders respectively. The correct answer here is 35. So I hope all the questions that we solved in this video lesson was clear to all of you. If you have any doubts, please do let me know in the comments box and I'll be happy to help you. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get more such videos. Thank you.